I don't really know how to even make this post-game video. The Hawks lose 6-0 to the LA Kings in the second game in LA in 3 days. Obviously the first game they won 2-1. Um, Listen, I'm not gonna go through every goal in this game. I'm not gonna break down everything like I would in a normal game. Um, you can generalize most of this game and it's accurate, so that's kind of what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start with the one positive from tonight because I can only think of one positive and it's reaching, but I mean, the Hawks played a good first period. That's the only positive. They were the better team in the first period. Credit to Kemper, he had a good night. That's not why the Kings won. The Hawks were fucking terrible. Um, but the Hawks were the better team in the first period, and Kemper, kept the door shut, kept it 0-0, and credit to him for that. But the Hawks, yeah, they had a good first period. The top line was so in sync. I think that's the word Darren Pang used on the broadcast. They were in sync. Every time they were on the ice, it was like a choreographed dance. The first line was great. Artem Levshunov looked great in the first period. Artem Levshunov was dancing. He was carrying the puck. He was creating chances. He had that beautiful breakout where he dipsy doodled around two Kings and went up the ice, had a little play with Bedard, and had a good look. Like Levshunov looked good in the first period. Um, the Bedard line too looked good defensively. Like both Bedard and Burakovsky individually broke up odd man rushes, 2-on-1s in tight. They came out of the first leading 11-6 in shots. They had more high danger chances. Knight looked great. I already mentioned the first line, mentioned Artie. They came out of the first period, and I thought this is going to be a good game, and this is a game they can win. And then everything went to shit. Um, their second period was this type of second period we saw earlier a lot in the year, where it was just they broke down early. The first goal, like Moore and Bertuzzi failed to clear it. Vlasic was already leaving the zone, which I thought that was awful. The Kings get an in tight 2-on-1 and they score, and then they immediately hit the post after. And from here, it was just all LA. That first goal got them buzzing, and it just killed the Hawks. And Kemper looked good too. Yeah. Fogel was really good. Fogel was killing Chicago tonight. That line, the first line for the Kings wasn't even doing all the damage. It was that Fogel line. Um, but I think a big turning point for the Hawks was here in the second period. Like, yeah, they were looking like garbage, but they were down 1-0 and they had two power plays back to back, and they couldn't generate anything. They couldn't even get set up. Um, you get two power plays late in the second, or two power plays in the second, um, down 1-0. You score one of those power plays, it's a different game. But they don't convert on the power play, and they don't get they never got the momentum back. They never had the momentum again after the first period. And LA buried five more. I don't really know if there's any more game specifics here to go into. Um, Not really. The thing I was probably most disappointed about in this game was you finished the second period down 3-0. The 3-0 goal was in the final minute of the period, a heartbreaker. Um, just going quickly to that 3-0 goal. Sam Renzel, what the fuck was he doing? Corey Perry is alone in front of the net, screening Knight. There's a shot coming in from the point. Renzel, I guess, got caught in the corner or something. He comes out, you'd think, to cover Corey Perry in front of the net for when the second shot's coming in, but he just stands in front of Corey Perry and double screens Spencer Knight. I mean, Sam Renzel had a brutal game. Everybody, I mean, nobody had a good game on this team, but Sam Renzel in particular had a horrible game, and you can tell the coaching staff is getting frustrated with this kid. Um, yeah, I don't want to bury Renzel too much because, like I said, everybody had a bad game, but that was really egregious on that third goal, and I noticed it right away, and that was really disappointing to see Sam Renzel do that. Um, so you go into the third period down 3-0, and to me, the most disappointing part of this game was the way the Hawks came out in the third period. I thought to myself in the intermission, you're down 3-0. The mentality for the Hawks has to be come out hard, come out flying, putting every puck on net. If you can get one in the first 5 minutes, you're back in it. It's a game. you can build on that. And there was just no Jesus. There was just no push at all from Chicago. And 5 minutes in, Clark scores the second of the game, and it's 4-0. And yeah, I mean, there's just nothing in this game. I mean, I didn't even know. Like this game was just like this to me. This is a worse performance than the Buffalo game. Sure, you let in 3 more goals in the Buffalo game, but to me, this is a far worse performance. And the game just ended. It might be recency bias. I'm a little fired up if you couldn't tell. Um, so maybe ask me tomorrow. Maybe I'll say otherwise. But to me, this was far fucking worse than the Buffalo game. Um, but listen, you burn the tape from this game. I wanted Soderblom to start this game, by the way. I put it on Twitter at the start of the game. I wanted Soderblom to start this game because I want Knight in net versus the Kings, or first the Ducks tomorrow. I'm so fired up I can't even talk. Versus the Ducks tomorrow, but they start Knight, and now it's going to be Soda and net versus the Ducks tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes. But listen, if you can beat the Ducks tomorrow and you can come out of this road trip 2-1-1, that's a positive. I will be happy with that. Sure, this game was awful and it should have never happened the way it did. But at the end of the day, if you can win tomorrow, regardless of what the score in the one regulation loss was, if you come out 2-1-1, I think you're happy. I'll certainly take it as long as this type of performance doesn't happen again. I'll give them one more. You can have 3 bad games. Um, Credit where credit's due. LA played a great game. LA didn't take their foot off the gas at all, despite the score. Even when it was 6-0, they did not take their foot off the gas. And it's frustrating as a Hawks fan when it's like, okay, you're pounding us 6-0. Ease up a little bit here. But, you know, obviously I'm going to say it as a Hawks fan, but if I'm a Kings fan, I'm loving that my team is like is playing like it's a 1-0 game. They're playing like they have something to prove here. And so credit to the Kings for that, honestly. And yeah, like I said, the turning point, for me, I think the turning point was the Hawks not scoring on those 2 power plays. Um, there's nothing to really take away from this game. Rest in peace, Spencer Knight's save percentage, goals against. And credit to the Hawks. I really liked seeing them. Everybody shake Kopitar's hand after the game. What a career that guy's had, and the league is not going to be the same without him. When these guys that were so prominent in the 2010s start retiring, and we're starting to see it happen, where it's been happening for a while. It's a sad time. I hated Kopitar for a long time as a Hawks fan, obviously, but I have so much respect for the guy, and I'm gonna miss him in the NHL. It's not gonna be the same. It's certainly not gonna be the same LA Kings team without Anze Kopitar. So I was glad to see the Hawks all stay and shake his hand after. So that's about it. I mean, there's nothing else for me to say. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments. That's gonna be all from me here. Big game tomorrow against the Ducks. I'll be back for another post game. Comment, leave a like, subscribe, follow me over on Twitter. There's always great Hawks conversation going on over there. It's a really fun place to be, especially when the Hawks aren't playing. But when they are, I'm also live tweeting during the game, so it's a lot of fun. I'll see you in the next one.